Crypto passive income. 9. Best ways to earn. The best ways to earn passive income with crypto. We can get around it, of course, but let's face it. This is the video you've been waiting for. Of course, a person can never have enough Lamborghinis, villas, jewelry, and parties. Quit your job, say goodbye to your family and friends in the United States. With passive income, you can make it all the way and maybe hang out among all the other hammocks in Bali or Hawaii. An azure blue sea, delicious cocktails, fantastic food, and minimum temperatures of 25 degrees. What more could a person want? Even if you prefer to just sit in a small student room of 2 square meters for which you put down a god power, you will of course benefit a lot from a video like this. So today we focus on earning passive income with crypto. You will be given an explanation of what a passive income is. Furthermore, we review terms such as lending, airdrops, yield farming, masternodes, and even more insane possibilities. No time to waste, because time is money. Please note, keep in mind that the following explanation about passive income and the explanation thereof should in no way be taken as advice. The choice for whether and in which way you want to trade crypto, and which choices you make in terms of investment lies with you and with you alone. We are not financial advisors. To amuse you, let's start with a random crypto project that allows you to generate passive income. Of course, you don't have to do anything with this, but that way you have a little idea of what kind of projects you can think of. This way you immediately get a little idea of what today will be about, among other things. After we will immediately dive deeper into the subject, so pay attention. What is passive income? In short, a passive income is an income for which you do not have to do anything anymore. The easiest example of passive income is interest on your savings account. Sure, there has to be money in an account before you receive interest on it, but once that money is there, that's all it takes. So you don't have to do anything for the interest itself. You sit in your easy chair, wait a year, and then you see that you receive a delicious $10 in interest on your assets of $0.0001. Yes, after a whole year of waiting. Well, that doesn't make any sense, since we make the assumption that you probably want to earn a little more than $1 in an entire calendar year. That is also the reason that many people have an active income. An active income is in contrast to a passive income, an income that you have to work hard for. The most common form of active income is therefore having a job, salaried employment, or working as a self-employed person in which you carry out assignments in exchange for money. But what is a convenient way to earn passive income? Ways to earn passive income with crypto. We can conclude that $1 is of no use at all. So it's time for a more lucrative source of passive income. And when you think of a lucrative income, then you think of crypto. So, today the best ways to obtain passive income is using crypto. The following methods is in no particular order, so choose one or more methods that suits you. We list them briefly and then work them out for you: Masternode, staking, mining, lending, forks and airdrops, lightning node, partner programs, content platforms, yield farming. 1. Masternode. Nodes are important parts of any blockchain network that validate the reliability and integrity of transactions. The blockchain is a decentralized database in which all transactions are recorded, and the reliability of the transactions is continuously monitored and verified by the network itself. Masternodes are the superlative variant of nodes. Masternodes therefore have more responsibility but also get more in return. One of the main advantages of a masternode is the possibility to earn a passive income with it. You do this by investing specific crypto in the masternode. This passive income consists of a reward in the form of the cryptocurrency in question, and a payment that is sometimes paid out several times a day or every day. More about masternodes in our coming videos, so stay tuned. 2. Staking. Similar to investing in masternodes is staking, also called staking. Staking is essentially a more efficient way of mining. Where mining is done via the proof of work concept, POW, staking falls under the proof of stake concept, POS. You earn passive income when you deposit the crypto of the staking network so that various network functions can be performed. You can think of validating transactions. Of course, as with everything in life, the larger the investment, the greater the return. More later about staking in our upcoming videos. 3. Mining. Already briefly touched on during staking. Mining is the so-called old variant of staking. In fact, mining is probably the oldest way to earn passive income with crypto. Mining means that you use the computing power of your computer, or actually its graphics card, to secure a network. You will then receive a reward for this. The biggest advantage of mining is that you do not have to have cryptocurrency to deposit yourself, but that you can earn it by using your computer. The disadvantage is that the mining industry has become so competitive that it is very difficult to earn money from it. On the other hand, you can use mining pools, where you can earn a pro rata part of the proceeds when you decide to mine via a mining pool. More later in our videos about mining in our in-depth explanation. 4. Lending. Lending is best compared to the first example we mentioned, obtaining interest on a bank savings account. With lending, you deposit your cryptocurrency for a certain or indefinite period of time, or lend it to someone else via a peer-to-peer P2P transaction, and over time you receive a certain interest rate for the fact that someone else uses your crypto. After this period, you will receive your crypto back, with a certain interest rate on it. Depending on the period, the interest rates, and the amount of crypto you invest, lending can earn you a nice amount. It is probably the most passive variant of all the options. This method is particularly suitable for hodlers. More about crypto lending later in our videos. 5. Forks and airdrops. When it comes to ways of earning passive income that also have a cool name, you can't ignore forks and airdrops. When a crypto makes a hard fork, you suddenly have two different crypto coins from one type of crypto. That can of course help enormously, but can also be disappointing. It doesn't hurt to delve deeply into the process of a hard fork. Airdrops are a cheap way for the owners of a new token to market their token. Often an airdrop is an action where you can get hold of some of these new cryptos for free or for very little money. More about forks and airdrops in our upcoming videos. 6. Lightning Node. Your own Lightning node connects you to the Lightning Network and gives you total independence over your own finances. An additional advantage is that you can earn money with a Lightning node. To route transactions from third parties that are not directly connected to the recipient, you can charge a fee. By strategically opening channels, you can try to route the highest possible volume of transactions to earn optimally. You can have this done by the software by means of autopilot, but that will probably result in a lower return. Especially when you already have a well-connected node for your primary business model, routing transactions can be a nice extra. 7. Affiliate programs. There are a huge number of affiliate programs in the crypto world that actually all work according to the same concept. Nominate a customer. There are a huge number of affiliate programs in the crypto world that actually all work according to the same concept. Nominate a customer, ensure that that customer purchases a certain product or service and receive a marginal fee for this. Affiliate programs fall under affiliate marketing. In fact, you advertise someone else's products or services and receive compensation when this leads to a certain degree of conversion. Affiliate marketing and affiliate programs usually only really works when you know how to bring in multiple customers. A concrete example of an affiliate program is a program of Binance, where a partner of these programs receives a very small percentage of the trading fees. The more of these small fragments you manage to collect, the more attractive your income will be, of course. 8. Content platforms. Content is booming. The more attractive content you manage to generate, the more people come to a content platform. Content is therefore the way to generate income. You can do this through an ebook, a course, or whatever way is attractive for your customers to be able to absorb the content. Content always requires a one-time investment, but once the content exists, it can be used forever. Indirectly, you can of course also earn money from advertisements on a site or page if advertisers find your site, content, and visitor numbers attractive enough to pay for it. Sponsored content is also an important measure of content income, were it not for the fact that it falls under active income. 9. Yield farming. Yield farming is a method that allows people to earn fixed or variable interest rates by investing their crypto in a DeFi market. This means that just investing in Ethereum, ETH, does not fall under yield farming. Lending ETH on platforms, such as Aave, for a return on top of the Ether price is yield farming. Yield farming, like the entire DeFi projects, is becoming increasingly popular among investors. Platforms like Aave and Compound welcome many new customers every day with their DeFi service. In addition to normal yield farming, you can also participate in yield farming in a liquidity pool. Common examples of yield farming in a liquidity pool are Uniswap and Balancer. Possible risks. Yes, there we are again with the risks. Of course, we do not want to discourage you, but we do think it is important that you are aware of the various risks. This way, you can at least make an informed decision whether or not you want to get started with passive income using crypto. And if so, in what form you want to do that. We list the most common risks for you. Risk 1: too little knowledge. Knowledge is power. The biggest risk is that you start enthusiastically with one of these forms and you underestimate the other risks or enter with too much capital and are left feeling devastated afterwards. Be aware that passive income also involves risks and that the process is usually more intensive than lying in your hammock waiting for you to choke on the dollar banknotes. Do you need more knowledge? The internet is a source of information, and make sure you always do your own research. Or let us help. Risk 2: misleading messages or low-quality assets. There's nothing as American as hyped your own product or service to an extent that it takes on almost ridiculous forms. When a new product, a new crypto or a new service is launched and you are interested in joining, then make sure you read further than just the website of the ICO, the crypto, or the service provider itself. Don't you do this? Then there is a relatively good chance that you will notice that in practice the golden mountains turn out to be much more of a pile of wet sand than a golden mountain. Always make sure you examine multiple different angles and see if other parties are as lyrical as the companies themselves about their own initiative. In any case, avoid being too gullible. Risk 3: user error. By this we don't mean so much the mistakes you make yourself. Although of course it helps if you lead a flawless existence yourself. No, we are talking about the user errors of the different platforms. The blockchain industry is still in its infancy, and setting up and maintaining these platforms requires quite a bit of technical ingenuity. Hackers and criminals continue to look for flaws in the user systems to take advantage of them. So there is always the risk of hacks or a platform that turns out to work differently than intended. Risk 4: holding periods kill you. A number of these initiatives have the condition that you lock in your crypto for a certain period of time and receive a certain fee for it. That is of course wonderful, but in that certain period you have no control over your own crypto that you invest. In that period, that crypto can also suddenly devalue, sharply become less valuable, so that you still run into a substantial loss despite your interest. Just as a short example, you deposit 10,000 crypto from example XAM worth $100. For this transaction you will receive a fee of $30 after 8 days. However, in the meantime, the price of XAM drops to such an extent that your 10,000 XAM is only worth $80. Since you can't get your 10,000 XAM back to sell in the meantime, you're effectively left with a $12 loss rather than an $8 profit. Conclusion: when you are aware of the risks lurking and you feel comfortable doing so, then earning passive income with crypto is something that can be absolutely worth it. It should be clear that getting rich while sleeping is one of the highest value ways of making money. Because why make it difficult when it can also be done easily? There are now more than enough ways to earn passive income with crypto. Whether and which method best suits your personality and risk profile is of course a very personal story and choice for everyone. Also for crypto, what you invest for passive income, never get started with money or crypto that you can't afford to lose. Be aware, read carefully, and get started with your passive income well prepared and methodical. Would you like to discuss with others whether they already have experience with passive income via crypto? Then start a discussion with a comment below. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to be informed in time about the developments within the crypto industry and much more. We are considering making our channel accessible only for premium users, but if you subscribe to our channel now, you will forever stay a free member. Okay, stay tuned and see you tomorrow.